We are live.
Have you share the screen? Yeah. Wait. Just wait for some more folks. Huh?
We will begin the session at 2:05, 3 minutes from now. So, Nitin, can you tell us why you chose Gradle for the topic?
Yeah, sure. So, basically, this is the most important component of Android project. But everybody, like most of the folks, feel that we need to use for just writing a dependency or just using for like creating a different builds, kind of release or debug. But we can do more thing with it, like product flavor. We can secure our like APIs keys or like servers keys, or we can do is splits our like base APK into like different like CPU architectures, kind of, and lots of other things. Like we can build our own plugin that automates some tasks for us when we generate a build or like a base bundle or APK, kind of. So there are lots of things we can do, or that will be a kind of like automatically done by Gradles. So we need to understand the basics of Gradles, how we can use and how we can get optimize this thing.
Okay, got it. So, I think we can begin now.
Yep. Nils, can you just introduce like what we are doing here, like why we are here?
Absolutely. So, Coder Lane is a community. We maintain this community so that you get uh, Yeah. So that you get good mentors, and anywhere your problem, anywhere you're stuck, we make sure to help you. And for peer reviews and all that, most of the problems, we don't have mentors as such. So Kotlin is a community which encourages others to be mentors, and we ourselves try as much as possible to mentor you, unstuck you wherever you're stuck, things like that. So I'm Ninad. I have currently 5.5 years of Android experience, currently working with Apna. Um, Nitin, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Nila. So I'm Nitin Prakash, and I have 3.6 years of experience in Android. I'm working with Baidu currently. So that's it. We are creating this community and maintaining this community. That's what Nina said to you. So we begin our topic, but before beginning this topic, we need to understand why we need this Gradle to be understand more deeply. So first of all, that you that when you build any project, or when you build any kind of release APK or bundle, you can say. So most of the things done by the Gradles. So Gradles basically automate your task, dependency management, kind of. So it's 1 second. Yeah. So it's like you can manipulate the things in the Gradle by as per your requirements. You can change the APK name, or you can like add the current date and time in your release build or debug build when you generate a build, or you can also manage your CI/CD by using this Gradles automation. So we will walk through all the components, mostly the most complex component in Android Gradle. So we start from here. Yep. And one more thing, we will run a Q&A in the last of the session. So please put your question in the live chat. So we will get that in the end of session. So basically, what is Gradle? We need to understand. It is a what I said is the open source automation tool. So we can extend our code and customize the Gradle as per our requirement. So basically, there are two scripts that we use in Gradle. Basically, Groovy, Kotlin. We can choose whatever we want to use. So mostly we now in nowadays we usually use Kotlin DSL. So we need to run some migration from Groovy to Kotlin to make this. And there are some core point of Gradle highly customizable. So you can it's mean you can customize your Android project Gradle as per your requirement, just for securing the APIs key, how you want to generate the release build, and how you want to if you want to create your plugins for your some automation tasks for that. And it is fast. Why it seems takes time when you build the project, but it is doing lots of things internally. So it is so fast. So basically, it's like building your project parallelly, and converting the code into jar files, and kind of base classes, and converting the APKs and Dex files, all things done in the by Gradle. So it's a kind of powerful tool. So and Gradle is a officially built tool for Android, and there's a much there are other languages that use the Gradle for their building the projects. So what is the Gradle doing in Android? Same thing, it is for automating the build task, for such as creating a APKs. So automating the a kind of variety of tasks that we need to do, it's done by Gradle automatically. So compiling a source code in binary code, downloading the dependencies, packaging the binary code, executing the test case. So we have a kind of commands, or we can test tasks we have that we use to do this thing. So it's executing a task, and this packaging and downloading dependency is done by Gradle automatically. So we need to understand what is task before going further. So Gradle tasks, suppose we have a one task. 4 down in the dependency. Okay, and in the Gradle we have a kind of multiple tasks that used to run parallelly or like sequentially. So each task has own atomic piece to run out the work kind of. Some are like converting a binary code and like creating a dex files and combining the APKs, all the file into it. Oh, okay. And if you want to see like how like what are the pre-built tasks we have in the Gradle, so there are you can check a list by using this Gradle new task. We will see this by running a project in a project after this PPT. Don't worry. Yeah, like this is the most common question, like very interview asked to like interviewee, like why we have a two multiple graders in our Android project. Like what is the use cases of by using multiple graders? As you can see, we have a project level Gradle, module level Gradle, and a setting Gradle. So it's like seems pretty like intuitive to us, but when we see the codes, there are some of like pretty similar codes in that, and like there are some code are like different in other Gradle. So what are those like code there? Like what we first we need to understand like what is project Gradle. So this like the project Gradle is all for all module. Like every module can access to it. Okay, so the most common thing that used by all module we will define like we will define in that like build classes, Kotlin classes are like kind of very like builds plugin that used to be in the project Gradle and module level Gradle. So this is just for like kind of one module. So every module has own build Gradle. So what is the use in the that? So we define the own dependency that is used to build that module or like product flavor for that module and version for that module. So that's why we have a different levels of Gradles in that. And setting Gradle just to defining the modules name in that. Like not much use in that. Okay, and now we see the like some complex component in the Android Gradle and like how to use them very efficiently. So like the newbie, this is for like mostly newbie things. So we are starting from the base stuffs. So it's like sign in config. Like why we need this kind of like structure, why we need this signing config. So basically it's automatically like signed your APK as per your need. Like if you have a like to like if you want to generate a debugger or release APK, you don't want to every time create a build or add a password by using by using a like some GUI represented by Android. So it is when you define the sign-in config, it automatically generate a debug or like release APK by using same password and like allies store files where you store them. So this you can see that local properties we are using file input stream root project file. So this file is you can also use a local dot properties, but it is depend on your like preference. So we are using this key store dot properties which contain the key allies. Key allies is the key, which contain a key value. The key allies is the key for key allies, and debug file is a key for store file. Means like file path. It contain a file path for that, and same for release. Just like you can see the this one, showing you a key store properties. So we need to like just write them as a key value pair manner. Okay. If you we will share this PPT, you will have this after the session. Don't worry. If anyone has question, just write it down on a live chat so we can conclude in the last. Okay. Build type. So basically this signing config define the what kind of like variant you are going to sign your APK, debug or release. It just depend on that only. And what is build type? So there are same thing in that, but the different thing about the sign in build type. So you can define some kind of APIs keys variable which are like really different to release or debug. Suppose uh, you want to use a staging URL staging APIs for debug, or you want to use a like production URL or APIs for that release. So it would automatically change when you change the build variant in from the Android Studio. Automatically done by that. You just need to use this key, which is base URL, kind of. That will automatically use the URL that we have. So it is like pretty convenient if we use this kind of stuff before starting any Android project. And one more thing I need to mention, like if you are going to define any build type such as staging or anything you any requirement you have for defining a extra build type, so you can use init with get by name debug or release. So what it does, it give you a all property which is defined in that. Suppose we are using init debug, so it will get all properties that is defined in the debug mode. So it is easy. You do not need to write the same thing in your extra build type. Okay, the product flavor like scenes come in there. So why we need this product flavor? Like what is the use case of that? So the picture is comes in that like suppose you have a two version of your app. One is free and one is paid. So you can define lots of stuff in that. Suppose create free, we have defined application suffix and manifest placeholder, which defining the app name. So you can define a multiple thing here, which is related to a free. When you generate it will like generate a multiple kind of stuff. When you check the your after like building that product flavor, when you check your build gradient, you have a kind of free debug, free release, paid debug, paid release. So you have a suppose like you want to change your app name as depend on your product flavor, so you can use this application suffix, or you can use a manifest placeholder here, as we are using in the manifest the app name by using a dollar sign. So that will change your app name according your product flavor. There's a lot of other thing you can explore. I have given the URL in the like this PPT. You can check from there also. And one more thing, like suppose you are creating a multiple product flavor, and if you want some combination not to be generate a build for that, so you can use this variant flavor. This name contain is for product variant, and build type name is release or debug. So what we are doing here, we not going to generate a free release type of build. We will show you later like how this thing is working in the real project. Yeah. So these are most like you this product favor sign in config build type are most used in the Android Gradle. So we need to understand this kind of stuff first. Okay. The second we gonna learn is to how to move Kotlin to DSL. These are pretty simple, but some folks like seems it is very difficult and you have to learn something to do this kind of stuff. It is pretty simple. You have to just create a build source directory in your root folder, and
So, so Nitin, I have
yeah,
one question.
sure, sure.
Why move from Groovy to Kotlin?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good question. So basically, why? So suppose like we want to maintain a one single code base for entire project. So we are going to use Kotlin for that. It is pretty easy to use like same kind of syntax structure in your whole code base. So like that is the main point, and it is like easily compiled with the what you can say JVM. Nina, does it make sense for you?
Like even Groovy works with JVM, right? Like I mean,
Yeah. So basically, like but we have to learn like two kind of syntax and like programming language if you want to like modify something, or like we want to automate something in that Groovy. So by running a Kotlin DSL in the instead of Groovy, you don't need to learn any other language. So you can just
right.
use a Kotlin, or you can like build your own plugin kind of.
Mm-hmm. I think one more benefit you get is the autocomplete feature, which you don't get with Groovy.
Yeah, yeah. That is all. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so where we are like how we can move from Groovy to Kotlin DSL. So we will see this by practically. Don't worry, I'm just giving you an overview of that. We need to create a build source directory in root project, as you are seeing here, and then we need to create a this file. Okay, and in that file we have to put this plugin Kotlin DSL and repository Maven Central. So basically, if you put only plugin DSL, it won't work because you don't know where this repository or plugin Kotlin DSL hosted. So repository Maven Central, where the Kotlin DSL hosted, it will download all the kind of stuff when you sync the project. Okay, when you sync the project, there is a .gradle, and this orange blue build directory will be created automatically just by using this repository Maven Central. Download the all kind of stuff internally, and after like creating this kind of stuff, you need to change the name of your like module level Gradle, or like uh, project level Gradle and setting Gradle. Just change the name .kts in the end, and like we have to modify some kind of syntax in that. We will see later in the practical example. Okay, that what I'm saying like was this kind of like this Kotlin DSL and Maven Central is doing here. So you can see like in this file, like we are applying Kotlin DSL, but if you try to sync the project, it won't work. Like so, you can see like the Maven Center repository as well. The because the plugin is hosted there. That's why we need this. Otherwise, it won't work. It you get a compile time error or like anything. Okay, so that is like enough for the PPT. Let's move to a project. Are you able to see my able to see my Gradle screen?
Yes, Nathan.
Well, I think okay, okay. So this is a normal Groovy Gradle. Okay. So what we're gonna do first, we gonna move this to Groovy to Kotlin DSL. Okay. Just go to project folder, root folder, and create a one directory named build source. Okay. The name should be exact build source. Okay. And in that build source, we have to create a file. If anybody have has confusion about this thing, just let us know. The file name should be exact build.gradle.kts. Okay, so we have to put two things here. One is plugin DSL, other one is repositories Maven Center. What is that spelling? Another one is repository. Okay, repository. You're seeing the project and check how this works or not. It's building something. Okay, we successfully created this product. So now you can see we have a two more folder here. That is download the Kotlin DSL code or Gradle code. So how, like, when we build something, the Gradle find this uh, all Gradle file or build source file in the directory. So it is like inbuilt with the Gradles. Kind of. And now, yeah, and now we have to change the name of other Gradles. We just need to add .kts at the end. Clean it once. Yeah, we need to change some kind of syntax here. With that. Okay. Okay. It use a double quote here. Yeah. Yeah, and we need to change all syntax from here. Just comment it out. We need this string. So we can use this well for this. It will work. Great. And for this, we need to write something, and we'll check like what we can write here. One second. Yeah, I have to check like I have written somewhere. One second. Yeah, like all the tasks are registered by uh, name in the string in that. It will work for you. And we have to change this accordingly. Of course, we have to add the get by name, otherwise it won't work. Yeah. So it is release, which change is it provided file in the function. All should be in the double quotes. For the Kotlin, not Groovy. Yes, this one also. Those are the tasks that we need to add for this Java. And we need to register the another task for that. This task but with types. Which are the same that you will easily understand with that. The copy this first. And this thing also need this brackets. All should be in the double quotes. Just assure that. This is a pretty heavy task to do. You don't have any other thing that we can manage here. Okay, okay, okay. It need a equal to sign here. Okay, and this should be is minified and enable maybe. Yeah. This is one. Yeah. So like you have to done this eventually, this kind of stuff. If you move to like Kotlin DSL. So like so now we have successfully moved to Kotlin DSL. You can write your own code in there. One thing I need to show you here that you can manage your dependency. So first of all, you need to create a file here that you can manage your dependency here. Let me show you how. Okay. So we need to create a directory for that. One second. So source path here, here, this one. You need to create this directory to use your Kotlin code in that Kotlin build.gradle file. So I'm just defining one class here. Sorry, in Kotlin. Dependency manager. So suppose like if you want to define some kind of dependency manager here, so what you can do, you just need to write your version. Suppose like object versions, okay, and like object depths there. So this is the structure that we follow that easily understandable to others and us when we see this. Suppose so we have to move all this like dependency into the Gradle, and we can call this dependency from there. Suppose like I'm just moving this one. Just try this with one. Okay. So this one a core dependency. Okay. So yeah. And we define the all versions in this objects. So what we call this? Because the core KTX version you can, right? So it is like 1.6.0. Okay. Sorry. You can like move your all dependency here just by name. If you like suppose if you like defining retrofit dependency, just like just write network here and write your dependency all like retrofit and like network related dependency in that. Suppose if you're gonna use Dagger, define all kind of dependency here. And suppose if you're gonna use some testing dependency, so you can write Android test to define all dependency here. I'm just like showing you how you can, and the version should be here. Okay, so now we call the dependency from there. Okay, in that. So we have a steps for the class name. Yeah. So we have Kotlin, Kotlin core. Codes work fine here. Just wait for building. Yeah, you're done. No error. So you can move your all dependency in that. So you can easily manage your like different kind of dependency in different kind of object. It is easy to maintain. So why we using this kind of structure? Because like every time you see this Gradle, you don't know like what is the network dependency, what is the like testing dependency, what is the Android test implementation dependency. So you need to read all your dependency one by one. But if you define this kind of stuff, that easy to read, like where your network dependency is situated, where your Dagger dependency is situated, where your test dependency is situated. So you can easily go to the that block and manage your like change your version or kind of stuff in that. Yeah. Oh, okay. If I miss anything here, Okay, let me give you a product flavor things here that will be great for you. Yeah. So let's see how flavor like thing is done. Suppose like we have a one mode, you can say app mode. And so we can define flavor multiple flavor dimension, but that will be out of the scope. So you will get jumbled into that. That's why I'm not like including this that into that. Yeah. Then we will add a product flavor object here. So suppose like we want to create a one version of our app paid and one version of our free. Okay. My name is like you can say free for that, and dimension should be that we have using one to we should define a dimension. Let's copy that. So you can like modify lots of things. Suppose we want to change our APK name, and the by using suffix or like prefix. We will use like application suffix. So it will add that name after generating a APK in the end of the APK name. And this is the one like important thing you need to see. Uh, Suppose if you want to use some attribute depend on your product flavor. So one second. You can write something like app name here or give a name to it. You can write your name here also, or you can define the name your like source file. So we should have this string in our source file. This one, and this we write the same thing for paid flavor. Okay. So now you can see like we have a one resource file, and from where it gonna take this name, and like so we have one more thing here. You can see when we go to this main. One second. Yeah, the source string file. We need to write this free for that. Okay, let's write free here. And so it is on. Let me build first, then it will be easy for you. So now we don't have any variant. We have only like debug and release. Okay, let's check it. It will create or not. Yeah. So we have like four flavor, two for related debug, free release, and another paid debug, paid release. So now it is created a two directory for different flavors. So now we are in the debug mode for like free mode, so the name should be free. Okay. So now change it to a paid mode. Okay. Yeah. The paid mode, the name should be 1 second.
So Nitin, they are manifest placeholders, right? So we
Yeah,
use
yeah.
them. Yeah.
Mhm.
So we need not define them in strings. Like we can consume them directly.
Yeah, we can do that. Like if someone needs some other thing that you need to define the like a different resources they want to use as per your product flavor, so they can use by this. We can define also here. That's why I'm like showcasing all things. You can also define here, or you can use from your string resources as your requirement. Yeah. So let's
Got it.
write here. Let's write here. No issue. So how we gonna get this manifest? So as I show you how we gonna get this in manifest. 1 second. Yeah, just by using dollar or like that we usually use in binding through examples. We have to use the key for that. Manifest placeholder key, which is this one. App name. Yeah. Okay. Let's run and try how's it working fine or not. This is for free mode first.
So, by the way, Nitin, like there is a question like
Mhm.
about how to use flavors and all that. So, do you want to take it now, or do you want to answer
We
that
will discuss.
question later?
We will discuss in the end. No issue. No issue.
Sure, sure.
All question we will like consider in the end of the session. Okay, close this. Yeah, is it visible to you? Or
Yes, Nitin.
yeah, yeah. One second. It's taking time to build. Yeah, just wait for a minute. It's taking so much time. Yeah, we don't know the different. So we have a lots of things that we can do with this kind of product flavor, and we can also define like debug build type for that. Let me write. Meanwhile, it is loading. So like mostly this mini file enable is true in the build type of release and false in debug type in most of the time. It's taking too much time, whatever. Okay, let's move the question. Like what we will see in the end, like eventually it's change the name of the app according to your flavor mode. What you have done. So, okay. Ninad, we can like put up the questions from like live chat. Meanwhile, it is loading the video.
Sure, sure. So
Yeah.
Neha is asking, like, what is the purpose of product flavor?
Okay, okay,
Why
sure,
do it?
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So like suppose like you want to build your application which contain like your application have a two modes. One is for free user and another one is for subscription user. So you do not need to like create a two apps for that. Okay, you can maintain both thing using a single code base. So that's we need a product flavors here. Suppose you have a kind of app that free user can see some of the contents. So you can define the APIs keys or APIs also here that for staging or like free user. You can also define some APIs key of like things that is used for uh, paid user. That's why we need this product flavor things. Accordingly, you want to change the name of app something. You can see the name is free now for the app. One second, let me load again. Okay, app name is also free, and can see this freeze on the top. Okay, let's try with. So this depend on the debug release. This depend on the flavor mode only. How you changing that variant. So let's run the paid mode. You will see the name become a paid for that. Neha, does it make sense for you? Yeah, Neha is saying he's got it. Next question, Nina, if we have.
No, I don't. I don't think we have any. Guys, do you have any other question? I think it looks good. Like, no question. No further questions.
Okay, okay, great, great. Just wait to build this next thing. So I have like one more thing to do here, but these are like we don't have time for that to create a custom plugin for Gradle. So we will consider that in the next session because like it take like half an hour, more than half an hour to learn that custom plugins. So
So
we will
what will
see in
that?
the. So
Yeah. What?
basically, what the custom plugin you can do with the custom plugin, you can write your own tasks. Suppose if you want to change a APK name while building your APK, and or other example is if you want to move your APK file while creating a APK from into the other folder, that you can do by creating your own custom plugin, and you can
Got
use
it.
anywhere in your any project. Or there's a lot of things you can do with the custom plugin. You can download all the dependency into the file. There's a lot of things you can do. So that's why, and you do not need to write code every time for that. You just put your plugin just like we are using Kotlin Android here, okay, and just write a like command for that. It will automatically done for you all thing, and you can see that we have a paid application for that, and the name of our application also be a paid. Okay, this one. So it will generate a two different application, but using a single code base. That is the power of like product flavor here. Yeah, I think we have done. So so in the last, I will share this PPT on the group also and the LinkedIn also. I will share this project link on the LinkedIn post after this, and the PPT link also in that. If you have any question regarding this Android Gradle or like any Android thing, you can just reach out to me or Ninad through LinkedIn or like Telegram groups, anywhere that you wish for want. Anything, Ninad, you want to mention here?
No, I think we got it. Thank you, Nitin, for the great session on Gradle. Like it is less talked about mostly. Um, and yeah, the live one was we got to see that live. So thank you
Okay.
for that.
Thank you all for joining us. Like, thank you so much. Like, we will see our next session in the sometime. So, like, keep connected to us and like, hope you learn something here. So, just like, give us your feedback in the comment or in your LinkedIn post. So, like, we got to improve ourselves for the future session. Yeah.
Yes, guys, feedback is of utmost importance. It tells us what we should work on. Uh, so yeah, one thing I wanted to ask, like whoever is present here, like what mode do you prefer? Like, do you prefer the live coding mode? Do you want a combination of live coding plus PPTs like Nitin did here, or how do you prefer your sessions should be? I think Nitin, we can launch that poll on maybe Telegram or LinkedIn, right? That will
Yeah.
give us.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I always always like write this thing like just give a feedback. So like feedback is because like we are also a learner. We are not a like expert in like in this field. So we are also learning thing by like experimenting like stuff by writing codes or like learning examples from Google's and Google coordinate. So the feedback is like most important to us to improve ourselves for the future talks or like for our learning process. And you also, if we like improve ourselves, you got to learn like new things by every week. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, guys. Like, I hope you will learn something here. See you in the next session. And like, if you like this content, like, subscribe the channel, like, and or like share our post on LinkedIn also. Thanks, Nina. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Thank you for presenting. Great topic, great session. Until next time. Bye, guys.
Yeah. Bye bye.